All right, so I'm out here at the Durden's track today, and what I am going to do is I am going to compare the Dunlop motocross tires to the Pirelli motocross tires. I have this bike equipped with MX33 front and rear, and the other bike is equipped with MX32 Mid-soft front and rear. What led me to want to do this is I was out at a local practice track, and I got a little sketchy with one set of the tires. So what I'm going to do is try to test them out, see which ones work better. Also going to do some LitPro lap time comparisons and go from there.
Okay, so I want to put a little disclaimer out there. I am not sponsored by Pirelli, nor am I sponsored by Dunlop. I pay for each of these tires. I pay full price for them. Well, I get a discount from my local dealer, Faultline, and from Lafano Motorsports. But both of those places, I'm just getting a slight discount on either tire. So I am paying the same for both tires. They both have their benefits. I am going to break down what benefit each tire has and what is good and what is bad about each tire. But what you're going to see is my lap times. There is quite a bit of difference. I just got back from riding, and we'll check out the lap times. Okay, so here is my recording from my LitPro. On the left is my laps with the Pirelli, and on the right is my laps with the Dunlops. I tried to do 3 fast laps. You can tell I did a little more laps with the Pirelli just because I was feeling better. I felt like, hey, I can keep going. I can do some more laps. The ride with the Dunlops, I was pushing. I felt good with the Dunlops too. I didn't think there would be this big of a variance in the lap times, but it was over a second difference in the lap times. And it just came down to a little more confidence with the Pirellis. And I will go into the pluses and the minuses of both. And you got to make a decision for yourself whether you want to run Pirelli or Dunlop. And again, this is just my opinion, my feeling. You may not feel this on the track.
So when I was riding today, I took some notes on the pluses and minuses of both the tires. We'll start with the Dunlop. The Dunlop, from my experience, I've ran both of these tires, will last twice as long as a Pirelli. When a tire lasts longer, in my experience, you're not getting quite the performance out of it. So do you want longevity or do you want performance? You got to choose. Softer, stickier rubber seems to work better and follow the ground better. But you get decent performance out of the Dunlop and it lasts twice as long. So it's not going to cost you as much money. The Dunlop does not chunk. It has a stiffer carcass, less likely to roll. So if you underinflate a Dunlop, it's a little less likely to roll if you're going to scrub a jump or you're coming under an intense lean angle in a corner. That's if you are under pressured. The front end on the Dunlop, this is a negative. It has a very vague feeling in the front end, especially when you're ruts or flat corners. The front end feels like it just wants to give out on you and kind of causes a little bit of hesitation for me when I come into corners. I feel like I don't trust the front end as much as I do the Pirelli. It does not follow the ground. So the front end on the Dunlops does not follow the ground like the Pirelli does. The Pirelli feels like it's glued to the ground. On straightaways, the Dunlop, I feel, will dance a little bit more. It's a harder carcass, and it feels like it deflects off of stuff while you're going down the straightaways, and it doesn't have that glued, planted feeling. And the Dunlop, when I'm standing going into corners, and this is what caught me the other day. I was at Club Moto. There was a section. I was coming down the hill. Both tires just washed on standing under lean angle. I washed and I saved it. I didn't crash. And this happened to me 4 or 5 times. So I had to check up my riding with the Dunlops on my bike. The time I was out there before, I never experienced that. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the track. Maybe it's placebo effect. So what I need to do is I need to ride both of these tires back to back and time myself. Okay, let's go on to the Pirelli.
Pirelli, you get about half the life out of the tires as you do the Dunlop, at least for me. They start chunking after 5 hours, which a Dunlop, I can get easily 10 hours out of a Dunlop. I get about 5 to 7 hours out of a Pirelli. Um, the Pirelli, if you underinflate them, you can roll the sidewalls real easily. So it is very important with the Pirellis. Every time you are going back out on the track, you check your air pressure. Um, I broke a ton of ribs and got a concussion and punctured a lung because I didn't check my air pressure. This is a long time ago, in between practice sessions, and it was underinflated. I went to scrub a jump, rolled my tires. This was several years ago, though. The tires feel much more glued to the ground. The Pirellis follow the ground a lot better, a lot more confidence inspiring. Oh, that's my next one. Confidence inspiring. When I ride on the Pirellis, I really feel more confident and I feel like I can push the bike and I could really try to push my limits when I'm coming down straightaways, going into corners, even those flat corners that got a little bit of water on them. I really feel like the tire wants to stick and follow the ground. As to where with the Dunlops, I get a lot of it's just the Pirellis. I don't get that. The Pirellis coming down that section of Club Moto where I almost ate it with the Dunlops. Never had that happen on the Pirellis, not once. I've ridden there several times with both tires. Um, so my air pressure that I run in the Pirellis is 14 rear, a little over 14 in the front, like 14.3. Dunlops, I run 13 to 13 and a half in the rear and 14 in the front. I have tried lower pressure with the Dunlops. I don't like it. I almost feel that a little bit of roll with it with the lower pressure. But yeah, there's the pluses and minuses of both the tires. You can see my lap times. That was going as fast as I could go, and Pirellis, I was a little bit faster on them, actually quite a bit on a small track. So if you want longevity, you want durability, get the Dunlop. If you are a racer and you want performance, a second or more is huge. Half a second is huge. For me, Pirellis are going on my bike all the time. You know, it is what it is.